and gentlemen, it doesn't get bigger than this. It was an epic battle between Rahul Gandhi and Prime Minister Modi as the gladiators faced off on the floor of Lok Sabha. This was the first debate that Rahul Gandhi has participated in as the leader of opposition, and such was the provocation that even Prime Minister Modi could not but just stand up and square off with him. What led to this open clash? Let's get you the details. Rahul Gandhi today came in armed with pictures of Lord Shiva in the Abhay Mudra, as he called it. He contended that Lord Shiv had taught us Daro Mat, Darao Mat. He also showed images of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Jesus Christ, Mahavir Jain and a quote from the Quran, and reiterated that all religions emphasize courage and the importance of being fearless, and the Abhay Mudra, the fearless mudra. But then came the shocker. He went on to target Prime Minister Modi and the Sangh, saying that so-called Hindus only talk about violence, hatred and falsehood. Aap Hindu ho hi nahi. This saw a rare intervention by the Prime Minister himself. He warned Rahul Gandhi that this is a serious charge made against the entire Hindu Samaj to link it to Hinsa. But Rahul Gandhi's attack continued relentlessly, saying that Prime Minister Modi doesn't represent the Hindu community and Hindus were actually those who believed in violence and hatred. This is ironical because Rahul Gandhi and the India Alliance have always projected themselves as true secularists. Mallikarjun Kharge today even attacked Prime Minister, saying that Prime Minister talked about Mandir Masjid 421 times. Over 200 times Prime Minister talked about religion, and 224 times Prime Minister spoke of Pakistan and Muslims in his rally speeches. And yet today Rahul Gandhi was the one who spoke of Hinsa and linked it to the Hindus. Watch this fierce war of words that his comments provoked.
डरो मत, डराओ मत। और दूसरी तरफ शिव जी कहते हैं डरो मत, डराओ मत, अभय मुद्रा दिखाते हैं, अहिंसा की बात करते हैं, त्रिशूल को जमीन में गाड़ देते हैं, और जो लोग अपने आप को हिंदू कहते हैं वो 24 घंटा हिंसा हिंसा हिंसा, नफरत नफरत नफरत, असत्य सत्य असत्य। आप हिंदू हो ही नहीं।
ये विषय बहुत गंभीर है। पूरे हिंदू समाज को हिंसक कहना ये गंभीर विषय है।
नहीं 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 नहीं, नरेंद्र मोदी जी पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है, बीजेपी पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है, आरएसएस पूरा हिंदू समाज नहीं है।
इस देश में शायद इनको मालूम नहीं है, करोड़ों लोग अपने आप को गर्व से हिंदू कहते हैं, गर्व से हिंदू कहते हैं। क्या वो सभी लोग हिंसा की बात करते हैं, हिंसा करते हैं? हिंसा की भावना को किसी धर्म के साथ जोड़ना, और इस सदन में और संवैधानिक पद पर बैठे हुए व्यक्ति ने, मैं मानता हूं मान्यवर, उन्होंने इसकी माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
So why is Rahul Gandhi today raking up the Hindu issue? Why target BJP, saying it doesn't represent Hindus? Let's stick to the facts. A look at 2024 Lok Sabha polls show that 44% of Hindus voted for the BJP, while 6.6% Hindus voted for their allies. Only 18.8% Hindus voted for the Congress party, while 10% Hindus voted for their allies, is what prompted Rahul Gandhi to make such remarks. Not just Hindus, Rahul Gandhi also targeted the Prime Minister for ruling with an iron fist. He said that even the Speaker bows to him. This led to another angry interjection by the Prime Minister. Watch this.
और मोदी जी बैठे हैं, मुस्कुराहट नहीं, सीरियस, नमस्ते भी नहीं करते, कहीं मोदी जी ना देख लें, प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी। वही कहानी गडकरी जी की है, सच्चाई है। अरे भाई अयोध्या की जनता को छोड़ो, ये तो बीजेपी वालों को डराते हैं। When Modi ji went and shook your hand, and I went and shook your hand, I noticed something. When I shook your hand, you stood straight like this and shook my hand. And when Modi ji shook your hand, you bowed down.
लोकतंत्र ने और संविधान ने मुझे सिखाया है कि मुझे विपक्ष के नेता को गंभीरता से लेना चाहिए।
The BJP was quick to slam Rahul Gandhi and his party for spreading Hindu phobia. Remember, in 2013, the then Home Minister P. Chidambaram had said that saffron terror implicated in many blasts. Digvijay Singh wondered why is every Hindu terrorist a Sanghi. Shashi Tharoor had said that BJP is bringing Talibanism into Hinduism, and then Tharoor claimed that Hindi, Hindu and Hindutva ideology are dividing India. Shivraj Patil claimed that Krishna taught jihad to Arjun in Gita, while DMK gave a call to eradicate Sanatan and equated it to HIV, AIDS and malaria and dengue. And finally, you all remember how Congress and its alliance partners boycotted the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha. And now comes the latest Hindu Hinsak jibe by Rahul Gandhi. So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question that we're asking on the News Hour tonight: will Hinsak Hindu jibe backfire on Rahul Gandhi? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight is Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, political commentator; Deepak Reddy, national spokesperson of the TDP; Sanjay Jha, author and Congress leader; Abbas Haider, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party; Anand Dubey, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray group. But my first question goes to Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP, joining me in the studios tonight. And Shehzad Poonawalla, forget what Rahul Gandhi said. The fact is, his 1 hour 40-minute speech, first day, first show in Parliament, seems to have got under the BJP's skin. This is probably the trailer. Picture abhi baki hai, mere dost.
Since you've used the picture analogy, let me again say, this was first day, first show. You know, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Rahul Gandhi may have acceded to a new position, but his ideology and his entire speech and narration is still the same. That is to abuse the Hindus. That is what they did during the entire election. And today in Temple of Democracy, they have gone on to say that Hindus are the violent ones. Yes, Hindus did 9/11. Hindus did 26/11. Hindus did Pulwama. Hindus did bomb blasts in Delhi, Mumbai, and all other places. So the Hindus are violent. But when it comes to identifying the persons who put a belt and explode in buildings, at that time terrorism has no religion. And today, you know, some people will say, oh no, we were only meaning the BJP. They can't get away with that, because if they intended only the BJP to be said in this way, they would have said BJP people are violent, BJP people spread nafrat, but they said Hindus spread nafrat. And today, the question should also be asked, is it not true that Sanatan Samapti came from the same alliance? Is it not true Sanatan was compared to Dengu by the son of Mr. Khadge? Sanatan will rise if Modi wins. Hindu is a dirty word, Jarkioli. Hindu terror, saffron terror, mandir jane wale ladki ko chhedte hain. And I'm sure Anand Ranganathan must be having 15 more examples of the anti-Hindu statements made by the Congress. I am telling Sanjay Jha only one question, that you have a problem with Modi, you have a problem with BJP, fine. But why would you abuse Hindus? Is the Hindu Hinsak?
Well, Sanjay Jha, let me ask you this. After all, Rahul Gandhi was just preaching Daro mat, Darao mat. So he is obviously a fearless man. So why did he not call out the BJP if his target was the BJP? Why did he refer to Hindus as a whole as being a tribe or a religion, or people who follow that religion as people who believe in violence, hatred and asatya, the lies? I want to ask you, वो तो डरते ही नहीं है किसी से, और अभय मुद्रा भी सिखा रहे थे सबको. When somebody is so fearless, why did he not only call out the BJP or the RSS? Why did he call out Hindus as an entire community?
Navika, good evening to you and to my fellow panelists, including Shehzad. My answer will be brief because it doesn't require actually a very lengthy conversation. The truth is that the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, I think looked visibly, perceptibly rattled today. He tried to interrupt Rahul Gandhi by saying that, when he talked about the BJP and the RSS and Mr. Modi and the BJP's or the entire Sangh Parivar leadership, which he probably meant everyone, including the VHP, the Bajrang Dal, the ABVP, etc. I think I can understand the angst of Mr. Modi. Because Mr. Modi tried to be extremely clever by saying, you are making an allegation against Hindus. No, Mr. Modi, I'm going to tell the Prime Minister through your program, Navika. Mr. Modi, you and your party are actually the ones who should apologize to the country because you have tried over the last 10 years to divide and fracture a great country for your extremely vulgar and myopic political objectives. And if you haven't learned even today, if you don't have the humility to learn from the Faizabad parliamentary seat verdict, when will you ever learn? That's the fundamental problem. Here is the point, Navika. Rahul Gandhi said something which I think has got the right-wing ecosystem very, very disturbed because he's taken the bull by the horns. He's told Mr. Modi on the floor of the parliament, you do not represent Hinduism. I will tell you something, Navika. I'm also a Hindu. I'm a practicing Hindu. And I can tell you there are millions like me who in the 2024 elections have told Mr. Modi and his party, you are not the custodian of my religion. You are not the Rakhwala or the Thekedar of my religion. Because my religion teaches me love. Hinduism teaches me compassion. Hinduism teaches me forgiveness. Hinduism actually teaches me to be more ecumenical and extremely all-embracing of differences, etc., etc. We are a tolerant religion. The BJP has given us this impression that, we are very militant, we are aggressive in the guise of hyper-nationalism. This is a whole ideological war that the BJP has waged against the ordinary Indian who has replied to them in this election saying, enough is enough. I think Rahul Gandhi, by actually biting the bullet or taking the bull by the horns, has now given the fear of God to the BJP. And the BJP should realize even the gods were angry with you, boss.
Which God? Because Rahul Gandhi was showing several pictures. Which God was angry with the BJP? I don't know. I'll leave that to viewers' imagination. But having said that, Sanjay Jha, abhi bhi मुझे लगता है कि somewhere 99 seats seems to be sounding like a majority to you. Somewhere there is a disconnect even. I mean, there is a reality check that probably is required. 99 versus 240. 99 still seems to be on the lesser side. So, if you're saying the gods are angry with the BJP, they're still in government. You're still in opposition. But Shehzad Poonawala?
I take strong objection. Mr. Sanjay Jha said that we are trying to make the Hindu community look militant. Who said Hindutva is like ISIS, Boko Haram? Who said Hindutva teaches beating up the minorities? Who said Hindu terror? Who said saffron terror? These people have just now said Hindu hinsak hai. On that, Sanjay Jha did not explain one word as to why he abused the Hindu community if he wanted to only abuse BJP. And of course, please don't interrupt. BJP is not the Thekedars of Hindus, but you are the Thekedars of abusing Hindus. You are the Thekedars of dividing Hindus. Dividing allegation is being put on us. You recently took Sam Pitroda, who by the way said Ram and Ramnami is against the idea of India, but divided Indians into foreigners. Said South Indians are people from Africa, North Indians are people from America, West Indians are people from Arab, and East Indians are people from China. That person who divides us on skin color, on language, on caste is talking about division. I just have one question. You have so much compassion, then please tell me, sir, that why is it that you cannot look for one word to say against Islamic jihad that claim lives of Hindus in Kashmir? You call it Islamic jihad? But Hindu is hinsak, Hindu is terror. This is the true agenda of Congress, and I'm glad Rahul Gandhi on day one exposed his true agenda.
Navika, a quick response to Shehzad, a very quick response to Shehzad. Shehzad, listen, you and I debate very often on Times Now and other TV shows. Here is my point. Would you agree? Because the Election Commission called out the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, for making hate speeches. मुजरा भैंस चोरी कर लेगा?
1 second, when
Mr.
did this
Modi
happen?
was undisguised, unambiguous,
पहले तो you need to decide. You need to decide, Sanjay Jha, because after elections you are saying that the election commission called out the prime minister. Before elections you said election commission is biased, never calls out the prime minister. थोड़ा सा confusion तो है, just like Hindus and love and mohabbat ki dukaan versus the speech today. Some confusion does exist, but Anand Ranganathan, let me get you in. Number one, Rahul Gandhi's statement that has the BJP up in arms, what do you think about that? And number two, if this is how Rahul Gandhi is going to perform in Lok Sabha, do you think the BJP will need to change its strategy? Because at the moment, facts don't matter, the chair doesn't matter. Making statements against an entire community doesn't matter. It is Rahul Gandhi, 100 minutes, uninterrupted, uncensored. Will the BJP have to change gears and its strategy?
Good evening, Navika. I think let me answer the second question first, because you're absolutely right. Everyone, the BJP, the rest of the opposition, the viewers, the hapless viewers, the speaker, have been taken aback by the juvenile nature and the senseless nature of the debate that Rahul Gandhi conducted. So yes, he is like a bee in a bonnet, unprecedented. So people are of course shocked. BJP would have to come up with a strategy. But then how do you come up with a strategy about things that are, I'm sorry to say, borderline senile? It's almost as if, मम्मी आपको जो है मॉल ले जा रही है, हाथ पकड़ के और वहां मॉल में छोड़ दिया, वहां पे आपने हुड़दंग मचा दिया, राज्यसभा, लोकसभा, it's a bit like that. What is he talking about? What is the nature of debate that he's conducting? What are the allegations that he's making? It's just shameful. And yes, the BJP might have, gone ahead and made a mountain out of a molehill out of whatever he said about Hindus. But the fact of the matter is that Rahul Gandhi has never objected to a history, in fact, a slew of examples of Congress that has a history of Hindu phobia, both in your face and subtle. For example, many of its leaders deliberately called Yogi Adityanath as Ajay Bisht, name that he renounced after he became a yogi in accordance with his Mutt and Nath sect. But they never called the evangelist Mother Teresa by her real name, Anje Gonze Bonjahu. Has Rahul Gandhi ever said, do not call Yogi Adityanath by his name that he has renounced? This is just the tip of the iceberg. Remember the statement of the Congress leader in Jharkhand that Hindu has a dirty meaning and Indians would be ashamed of it. Has Rahul Gandhi objected to that ever? Who did Rahul Gandhi meet recently in his Bharat Jodo Yatra? The virulently anti-Hindu pastor George Punaiya, who told him, quote, Jesus is the real God, not Shakti, unquote. And who did Rahul Gandhi recently shake hands with? Udaynidhi Stalin, the man who wants to eradicate Sanatan Dharma. Did he condemn Stalin's statement? No. I can go on and on, but that's not what I want to do. What I want to say is that yes, there were elements of the LOP speech that were important. For example, on the NEET, on so many other issues. Why does he need to muddle it with absolutely senile, borderless, senseless statements that he himself has no control over, that the Congress is the most hypocritical party when it comes to these statements? I don't understand it.
Well, Anand Dubey ji, मैं आपसे सिर्फ इतना ही पूछूंगी, सारे हिंदू हिंसक होते हैं क्या? और सारे हिंदू जो होते हैं वो नफरत फैलाते हैं?
नहीं.
झूठ बोलने वाले होते हैं हिंदू? तो राहुल गांधी जी जो किसी से डरते नहीं है, जो अभय मुद्रा देश को आज समझा रहे थे, वो बीजेपी को क्यों नहीं बोल रहे थे? वो सारे हिंदुओं को क्यों बोल रहे थे? इस सवाल का जवाब ना संजय झा ने दिया, मैं उम्मीद करती हूं कम से कम आप तो देंगे.
नाविका जी नमस्ते. राहुल गांधी जी ने आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी और बीजेपी के नेताओं की तरफ इशारा करके कहा कि आप लोग हिंदू हैं ही नहीं. अगर आप लोग हिंदू होते तो आपके हृदय में करुणा होती, दया होती, आप अहिंसा को मानते, आप अहंकारी नहीं होते, आप नफरत फैलाने की बात नहीं करते. यही तो कहना चाह रहे हैं। अब इसको अगर कोई नहीं समझ पा रहा, विवेक बुद्धि नहीं लगा पा रहा, तो ठीक है, थोड़ा समय लगेगा। ना समझो को समझाने में समय लगता है, लेकिन इसको इतना ज्यादा तूल देने की जरूरत नहीं है। और अगर वो अभय मुद्रा की बार बार बात कर रहे हैं, तो अभय मुद्रा प्रतीक है शक्ति का, अहिंसा का, आशीर्वाद का, जो कि तीनों चीज भारतीय जनता पार्टी में दिखाई नहीं देती। भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस समय अहंकार में पूरी तरह चूर है। वो अपने आप को ऐसा दिखाती है कि हम इस देश में हिंदुत्व का सबसे बड़ा दल है, हिंदू का झंडा लेकर चलते। अरे भाई, अगर आप हिंदुत्व के सबसे बड़े दल होते तो अपने ही एक हिंदू सहयोगी पार्टी को तोड़ते नहीं। हिंदू सहिष्णु होता है नाविका जी, हिंदू आक्रामककारी कभी नहीं होता, हिंदू कभी दूसरे की धरती पर कब्जा नहीं करता, हिंदू जो है वो हिंसा में विश्वास नहीं रखता। ये सब सारी बातें अगर सदन में खड़े होकर एक नेता प्रतिपक्ष भारत के लोकतंत्र का अगर कह रहा है, तो उसके विरोध में पूरी भारतीय जनता पार्टी तिलमिला क्यों जा रही है? अरे सुनिए तो, वो कहना क्या चाहते हैं। वो आपको एक प्रकार से आईना दिखा रहे हैं कि आप अकेले इस देश में हिंदू संगठन के ठेकेदार नहीं है, बहुत सारे लोग हैं। 140 करोड़ की आबादी में अगर 100 करोड़ से ज्यादा हिंदू भाई बहन रहते हैं, तो आप अकेले उनके नेता नहीं है। हो सकता है कि आपके दल में जरूर कुछ हिंदू नेता हो, लेकिन अगर वो असली हिंदुत्व की बात मानते हैं, हिंदुत्व की बात कहते हैं, तो उनका सम्मान होगा। लेकिन अगर वो काल नेमी की तरह केवल झूठी भक्ति करना चाहते हैं, राम भगवान को मानने का एक नाटक करना चाहते हैं, तब उनको समय पर हनुमान जी आके दंड देते हैं। और यही दंड इस बार भगवान रूपी जनता ने भारत देश में दिया। चाहे अयोध्या हो, चाहे रामटेक हो, चाहे नासिक हो, चाहे रामेश्वरम हो, जहां जहां राम भगवान के कदम पड़े, वहां वहां भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सुपड़ा साफ होता चला गया। एक संदेश है।
आनंद दुबे जी, थोड़ा आप भी फैक्ट से हट गए। आपने नासिक गिनाया, रामेश्वरम गिनाया, अयोध्या गिना दिया, मथुरा भूल गए, काशी भूल गए, पुरी भूल गए, क्यों भैया? वहां
मैंने राम भगवान की बात की।
अच्छा,
राम भगवान
नाखुश हैं आपसे। कृष्ण भगवान का कॉपीराइट जो है वो अलग चलता है, वो आपसे नाखुश नहीं है। शहजाद आनंद, कमिंग टू यू।
आनंद जी, केवल आपकी जानकारी के लिए कि जहां पर राम जी की जन्मभूमि मानी जाती है, वहां पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी अयोध्या की विधानसभा में जीती है। उसके अगल बगल में जिसको मिलाकर फैजाबाद की सीट बनती है, वहां पर हम निश्चित हारे हैं। तो राम जी का जहां पर जन्म माना जाता है, सुन लीजिए सर, सुन लीजिए, राम जी का जहां जन्म माना जाता है, जिसके लिए लड़ाई आपकी पार्टी ने भी लड़ी थी एक समय पर। अच्छा, बड़ी दिलचस्प बात तो यह है कि इसी शो पर
तो
संजय झा ने,
आपने कौन सा
सुन लीजिए ना भाई साहब, मैंने आपके बीच में
लड़ाई लड़ी थी, तो आपने
आनंद जी, मैं आपको बता रहा हूं,
इतना बड़ा अहंकार।
आनंद जी, मैंने आपके बीच में नहीं बोला। आनंद जी, मैंने आपके बीच में नहीं बोला। आनंद जी, मैं स्टूडियो में हूं, मैं स्टूडियो का गलत इस्तेमाल कर सकता हूं, अपनी अपनी बारी में बोलते हैं। आनंद जी, आपने तो बड़ी लड़ाई लड़ी, अभी आपने माना ना। अभी संजय झा से पूछ लीजिए कि बाबरी के अवैध ढांचे को गिराना सही या गलत। उन्होंने इस शो पर कई बार कहा है कि बाबरी को गिराने वाले अपराधी थे। अब बता दे संजय झा कि आप उनको अपराधी मानते हैं या जैसे आनंद जी मानते हैं कि वो महान लोग थे। एक बार क्लैरिफाई कर दीजिए। और आपकी जानकारी के लिए अभय जी, द्वारका, पूरी, माँ त्रिपुरा सुंदरी के त्रिपुरा में, कामाख्या माँ के आसाम में, देवभूमि उत्तराखंड में जहां पर केदारनाथ जी है, उज्जैन में, जहां मध्य प्रदेश में उज्जैन में, हम सभी जगह जीते हैं। इसका मतलब सनातन का आशीर्वाद आज भी हमारे साथ है। पर मैं
राम जी का नहीं है, कृष्ण जी और शिव जी तो अलग स्टोरी है।
एक ही सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं कि अभी राम जी के साथ अपनी तुलना राजा अयोध्या कहकर अयोध्या फैजाबाद के सांसद की अखिलेश यादव ने की। क्या आप इसको स्वीकारते हैं? और क्या बाबरी को गिराना सही था या गलत था? संजय झा बताएं।
पहले आनंद दुबे जी। अवधेश पासी जी को अयोध्या राजा बुलाना सही है?
बिल्कुल सही नहीं है। हम इसका विरोध करते हैं। अयोध्या के राजा सिर्फ एक थे, एक हैं, एक ही रहेंगे, हमारे आराध्य श्री राम भगवान। बाकी सब उनके भक्त हैं, हम सब उनके दास हैं। अगर कोई अपने आप को उनकी तुलना में राजा कहता है, उसकी विवेक बुद्धि को सलाम है। क्या कहें?
विवेक बुद्धि को सलाम है। अब्बास हैदर, अखिलेश जी के विवेक बुद्धि को सलाम कर दिया है आनंद दुबे जी ने।
कैसा गड़बड़?
दूसरा आनंद भी आ जाए।
याद है मुझे, आ रही हूँ।
पहले आनंद
कब
लीजिए
उन्होंने कहा, आप बताइए। अवधेश का अर्थ ही होता है अयोध्या के राजा। अवधेश जी के नाम का अर्थ बता दिया तो उसको आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्ट लेके। फिर नाविका जी, आई वुड लाइक टू स्टिक टू द टॉपिक for the debate. Navika ji, whatever Rahul Gandhi ji has said, I don't think there is anything objectionable in his speech, because he has precisely said that Hindus don't indulge in violence. For that matter, no Indian would like to indulge in violence. But you know, where he was referring to the people sitting on the treasury side, and he has said that there are people, you know, this is time when those people are sitting on the treasury side should introspect, because they were the people who are giving certificates of Hinduism to the leaders of opposition parties, not just individual but also to the political parties, that they are anti-Hindu, they are Hindu. People have given you a message in 2024 election, Ayodhya, Chitrakoot, Rameshwaram, Nasik, and even Shravasti seat. All these seats Bharatiya Janata Party has lost. Now my friend from Bharatiya Janata Party was telling us that we have won this particular assembly segment and we have lost 4 other segments. So that is actually very lame excuse, very lame thing to tell. But let me tell you, see, the people have decided, the people have given their mandate that for now you may have you may be sitting on the treasury side, but this is not for long. I mean, the Prime Minister who was once called terrorist by somebody has made government with that person, and now he, at the age of 73, an old man, he's trying everything to become the Prime Minister, and you are retiring a young guy at the age of 22. So this cannot happen. This is the most ironic thing. So when we talk about the issues of Agniveer in the parliament, when we talk about issues of NEET and paper leak, those issues don't get any media attention. But if one statement, one thing which he has said about the ruling party, about the leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, that has taken all the attention. Nobody is talking about NEET or Agniveer issue, or what the government is doing, the massive amount of corruption. People are not
everybody is a wannabe editor, and they want to decide what we discuss and debate on television. May I inform you, Abbas Haider, the Agniveer issue has been debated, the NEET issue has been debated, all these issues, and Rahul Gandhi's attacks on all of these issues have also come up. बट उस पे इतने सारे फोटोज नहीं दिखाई थी ना, शिव जी की, गुरु नानक जी की, महावीर जी की, बुद्धा जी की, सबकी फोटोज दिखाई थी. तो क्या करें, अब जितना एम्फेसिस उन्होंने दिया उस हिसाब से थोड़ा डिबेट डिस्कशन हो रहा है, उस पे भी आपको आपत्ति है. बट लेट मी गेट दीपक रेड्डी. आनंद, आई प्रॉमिस यू आई विल कम बैक टू यू, बट दीपक रेड्डी जी hasn't spoken yet. But Deepak Reddy ji, it's not only about the Hindu issue. The fact of the matter, 1 minute Abbas Haider, the fact of the matter, Deepak Reddy ji, is even a direct attack on the speaker, the chair of the house was made. And आप झुकते हैं प्रधानमंत्री के सामने, clearly trying to point out you are biased. You did not bend towards me, you bent towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Is this something of an issue that a leader of opposition should raise? Last time, in Rajya Sabha, we saw the mimicry of chairman of Rajya Sabha. This time, personal attack on the speaker. Is this constructive criticism coming in from the leader of opposition?
Navika, I've been waiting really patiently for the last 26 minutes, and I'm all totally warmed up to do a Rahul Gandhi style of debate. The 54-year-old young, charismatic Rahul Gandhi ji has put up a brave, courageous and a valiant fight in the parliament, but with the diaper down. Sonia Gandhi ji has told in several elections that I handed over my son to you. Hamara beta aapko sop diya hai. I would like to ask Anand Ranganathan ji, did anybody take that offer? Because he's pretty good at numbers. And another thing, the Hindu comments, what Rahul Gandhi ji has done today. It has been consistent with that family's tradition for 4 generations. They have been consistent in such kind of remarks, and Rahul Gandhi is taking that tradition forward. Now coming to that Abhiyan Mudra, he's turned around and he was playing to his the galleries as usual, to his MPs, telling them, show the mudra. I mean, the first time he said, none of them bothered. The second time he said, they were in doubt, do I be part of this circus or not? Then a few of them were obliged and a few of them didn't bother. So it clearly shows the seriousness what Rahul Gandhi ji has among his own MPs. And now, one very interesting thing of Maua Mohitras. Rahul, sit. Rahul, sit. I really love this. I just wanted to play it. I mean, there's no comment on that. What is going on in the parliament? It is a motion of thanks for the president's address. So what are these placards doing there? Now I'm beginning to wonder that the 99 number what Rahul Gandhi has, he's feeling that it is the 100 Kaurav Sabha. I mean, that arrogance I think has got into his head. And I mean, at times, I think, why do people call him Pappu? You know, this is a question what I have. Last parliament, we have seen kisses and hugs. We are seeing a new variety. But I think this is amusing and giving entertainment to people, but it is lowering the standard of our parliament and its processes. It is pretty sad to say that. These are my opening comments.
Sanjay Jha.
Navika, I just want to remind the viewers, because I think some of the panelists are making very infantile and obtuse statements, not even deserving of any dignity by a response. I think the language used by Mr. Reddy is so reprehensible and, shall we say, repugnant, that I think I'm actually amused by his very desperate attempt to try and grab some kind of attention through whatever are his loyalists in his party. The truth is, Ramesh Bidhuri, Navika. Since we are talking about
India are even amused.
Shall we talk about Ramesh Bidhuri, the man who in the new parliament made the most outrageous and, shall I call, the most disgusting speech one has ever seen in India's parliamentary history? Did Prime Minister Modi stop him? Was any action taken against him? The answer is no. And that was the message that Mr. Modi carried on into the general elections, making 200 million fellow Indians.
My friend, elections are over now. Elections are over now, and as you say, the BJP has been punished. They are down to 240, but still in government. Can you tell me why did Rahul Gandhi say what he did about the speaker? Is this the new standard in parliament? Sanjay Jha,
well, I'll tell you the reason why he said that about the speaker, Navika. I'm glad you asked me that. The speaker's conduct during the last parliament was, frankly speaking, making a mockery of democracy. You remember 146 MPs were suspended when these very historic criminal law legislation.
What about Tamil Nadu Assembly?
No, give me a second. My second point, Mr. Modi, end of day, inspires a very different kind of, fear in his party members. The speaker should know he's supposed to be bipartisan. He's supposed to be bipartisan. He's not supposed to bow down before an emperor. Mr. Modi is not a Shahenshah, He's not supposed to be somebody who's like,
Modi, speaker begs before him because Modi is Shahenshah. Modi is Shahenshah.
I can understand that. I can understand.
The very non-biological foundation.
I can understand the distance that both Sanjay and Rahul Gandhi have from Indian value systems, where we always bow down to somebody senior in age or post. But having said that, the real definition of bowing down, Sanjay Jha, is when in 2012, when you were actually the chief national spokesperson of the Congress party, Rajiv Shukla went up to the chair and said, adjourn the house. Bowing down is when Indira Gandhi imposed the emergency and the Supreme Court was asked to be a committed judiciary. The media was asked to bend and crawl, and the manner in which members of opposition were put in jail. The only time you bowed down was when an unelected NAC sat over the Prime Minister's office. When a person who was nothing more than an MP tore the cabinet ordinance. Please do not interrupt. Mr. Sanjay Jha, do not interrupt. I did not interrupt you. I heard you out completely when you went for your diatribe. So please do not interrupt. That's the least you can do. You can perhaps put that. You can perhaps put that earphone that you have, the big earphone that you have, on your eyes, because you are not just hearing selectively, you are seeing selectively. In Tamil Nadu Assembly, the speaker, please sir, do not interrupt. The speaker has suspended the leader of opposition only because he spoke up about 65 Dalit deaths that have taken place, on which Rahul Gandhi, Khadgeji, Priyanka Vadra and entire worthies of India Alliance have been silent, just like you've been silent on what has happened in West Bengal, which you are going to debate in the next debate. But having said that, last comment, Abbas Haider made a very big statement. He said, Hindus are non-violent. Then Abbas Haider ji, I ask you one question. Those who said Hindu terror, usko condemn kijiye. से कि जो बोलते हैं बाबरी में अपराध हुआ डेमोलिशन पर वो गलत बोला, और बोल दीजिए कि जो हिंदुत्व को आईसिस बोको हराम बोलते हैं वो गलत बोला। एक बार बोल दीजिए। अभी आपने बोला हिंदूज आर नॉट वायलेंट, अभी आपका स्टेटमेंट था 4 मिनट पहले। अब बोलिए कि हिंदू टेरर बोलने वाले लोगों के ऊपर क्या टिप्पणी आपकी?
शहजाद, Rahul Gandhi.
Sir, the question is
I am surprised that people who are giving certificate for the past 10 years, people who are spreading vicious atmosphere across the country for the past 10 years are feeling offended when they are asked to introspect that are you real Hindus or not. They are feeling offended.
I have asked a specific question.
You are saying
you are far too intelligent to try and dodge this way.
It's giving certificate and you
are
not
giving you a certificate. You are giving Hindus a certificate.
Of the leader of the opposition who are devout Hindus.
Abbas Haider, it is the Samajwadi Party stand that those who broke or those who destroyed the Babri Masjid.
And you have got the message from people of the country.
Abbas,
but I don't think that message is loud and clear for you.
Let me reiterate. I take 10 seconds for me to reiterate. First of all, it's Rahul Gandhi who handed over a certificate to Hindus saying that these people are Hinsak. I am saying, since you said Hindus are not violent, say that Hindu terror was wrong. से सैफरन टेरर बोलने वाले गलत थे, बस इतना बोल दो।
अरे मैं तो कह रहा हूं, आई एम सेइंग, जिसने भी अगर किसी ने किसी एक पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी के खिलाफ स्टेटमेंट दिया तो गलत। आप भी तो बोलिए, आप भी तो बोलिए जो कपड़े देख, आप हमें बोल रहा हूं गलत है। आप बोलिए जो कह रहे थे कि कपड़े देख के पहचान लेते हैं तो आतंकवादी है,
जो कपड़े देख के पहचान चिदम्बरम बोलो गलत था,
वो गलत कहा, आप बोलिए ना गलत। आप भी बोलिए।
आनंद रंगनाथन, is it really a demonstration that Rahul Gandhi will speak what he wants about the speaker? Decorum be damned. Will he speak and raise pictures which is against the rules? Rules be damned. Are we seeing the beginning of all of that, or do you think Rahul Gandhi first day, first show actually got under the skin of the BJP?
I wouldn't say he got under the skin of the BJP. I think the BJP was surprised, as I said, by the asinine nature of the points that he was making. Anybody would be. As I said, I mean, a bee in a bonnet is still a bee, which is irritable. But I just wanted, 30 seconds of your time because, I wanted to I have a great reverence for the other Anandji, and as I said, all great men have the same name, and in this case, it is Anand. I want to ask him a very simple question, and I have very high regard for him. तो आनंद जी, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि आपकी पार्टी rightly so holds Veer Savarkar in the highest esteem, wants to give Bharat Ratna to him. Do you, yes or no, condemn Rahul Gandhi for calling Veer Savarkar a coward and a sorry worker? Yes and no बोल दीजिए. Do you condemn Rahul Gandhi?
रंगनाथन जी, आपको याद होगा जब राहुल गांधी जी की भारत जोड़ो यात्रा महाराष्ट्र आई थी तो उद्धव ठाकरे जी ने सबसे पहले राहुल गांधी जी के बयान का, अरे बोलने तो दीजिए, तो राहुल गांधी जी के बयान का विरोध किया था, और उसके बाद वीर सावरकर जी पर राहुल गांधी जी ने कभी कोई टिप्पणी नहीं की। यही हमारी जीत है। हम यही तो कहना चाहते हैं कि हमारी लोकतंत्र और संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया में किसी व्यक्ति से अगर असहमति है तो हम उसको अपनी विचारधारा से जोड़ने का काम करेंगे। आप वीर सावरकर जी को भारत रत्न कब देंगे? सरकार में आपके लोग जो बैठे, अब 10 साल बीत गया, अब आपके 15 साल पूरे हो जाएंगे 2029 में। 29 के बाद
विरोध किया उद्धव ठाकरे जी ने और फिर गले लगा लिया। To ask questions on such ideological issues, Anand Ranganathan, you are completely out of fad. This is not the fad. The fad is actually जो भी मिले अलायंस करे, उसके साथ चलो, क्योंकि यहाँ पर कारवा बनाना है, वहां पर मोदी को गिराना है. That is the single point agenda. Why are you getting into ideologies? Why are you getting, after all, the BJP has gone with the JDU, it has gone with the TDP, they are going with Rahul Gandhi. To talk about all of this, not right, Anand Ranganathan. Centuries change, governments change, ideologies change, and it's a new day. But a new day in Parliament with Rahul Gandhi's opening speech as the leader of opposition. Well, put the rules aside, put the respect to the chair aside, put the respect to communities aside. The fact of the matter is, it's a new normal in Parliament that we saw on display today. Will tactics have to change on the Treasury benches? Will the BJP need to get a new playbook on how to tame Rahul Gandhi? Will Rahul Gandhi ever be tamed? Why was Akhilesh Yadav not present in Parliament today on the debut speech day of Rahul Gandhi? All of these questions are questions that will continue to do the rounds. What is the Andar ki kahani? We'll keep getting for you right here on the News app. As I end debate number 1, I thank all my panelists and go